So I'm really pleased to have another video client testimonial with Claire. Thank you so much, Claire. I'm really grateful for you taking your time over Christmas to have a chat to me about your experience. So, just checking in with a bit of your journey with me. How did you find me, and why were you looking for me or for someone?
I did a big internet search and looked at different reviews and different testimonials, and I had lots of different counselling approaches in the past that didn't really help.
Mhm.
And I'd also had EMDR before,
Okay.
because I have complex trauma in my life. And what happened was that although it helped me at the time, I felt I needed some help to really bring everything together and to get a bit more clarity and
Mhm.
to clear lots of stuff. As I,
Yeah.
as I said to you, I think at the beginning I was oozing out all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was affecting every part of my life, and it wasn't me. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to get back to me. Yeah.
Perfect. So you kind of found me, got a quick Google search and found me and just checked out some reviews, and
Yeah, I did have an initial meeting to see if I liked you.
that's always very important to it is actually, it is a really important part of the process because you can know someone, but dropping in that level of trust for for
But
someone
it's
to go
huge
through
to
that with
be
you,
able
it's
to
huge.
come in and say, this has happened in my life. And it needed to be the right person. And I'm very lucky to have found you. So thank you. And it's made such a massive difference.
It's been lovely. Like we've just really just finished the 8 sessions. So that's what we decided to work on because we were thinking, some of what you'd had, it had been explored before, but you never felt like you'd really got to the root of it. Was that
No.
right?
Yep,
And
absolutely.
so it was trying to find out and process some of the stuff that you'd been through. So the first kind of 4 sessions, like I always say to clients, this is the hardest part because we're bringing up a lot of stuff that we don't really want
And
to.
you know, it was really hard, but I'm really pleased I did it. And it was in such a safe space to do it, and we didn't rush it. So
No,
sometimes, like previous experience, everything had felt so rushed that I didn't even have time to go. Uh, like I
yeah,
was like a rabbit in headlights, but in this experience, I wasn't. And so, thank you. That was
it's a
a huge positive
pleasure.
experience.
So we used the eye movement therapy, integral eye
Yeah.
movement therapy, and obviously you'd had EMDR before, and a lot of clients come to me that have experienced EMDR after something, PTSD,
Yeah.
but it was really working with the eyes over the past history of an awful lot of stuff. So,
Yes.
how did you find the experience of IEMT?
I think it was a really positive experience. It feels a bit weird to begin with, like, oh, this isn't what am I supposed to be doing? And I learned that I couldn't count very well. And well, you have to do numbers like 0 to 10 of your
Yeah,
memory. And I was
yeah,
coming up with like 40 and 50 and 60. And I was thinking, this is insane. However, it felt a bit woo-woo. And then each time I did it, the better I felt after I talked about each experience. And yeah, there were tears, and I'm not very good at crying. And so, but to have such a safe space to do that was incredible. But that's down to you as well.
thank you. So the IEMT, often that's the first thing people do say
Yeah.
is, wow, that's weird. Things, it's a kind of difficult process. You have to really learn to trust it. And the numbering is more about how strong is this memory? How am I feeling it in my body? And it's kind of out of 10. But I've had a few clients that are like, it's not 10, that's like 50. I'm right in it. It's really taking you to the experience. But it's not like at that moment you have to talk about everything to get it out. It's just about let's work on it. How did you find that? Because it's quite rapid, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's so quick. And then start like each week, then I'd feel slightly better. And those 4 weeks, not 4 weeks, because it wasn't 4 weeks. So those 4 sessions
Mm,
um were really intense, but intense in a good way.
yeah.
So I found that things were rapidly moving, but I was feeling better. So I wasn't feeling like I was stuck. It felt like it was a cleanse, like purging, really.
Yeah, like moving through some stuff. And
Yeah.
then, so obviously, I give, there's other stuff that we work with in those sessions as well that allow you to relax a little bit, and also the
Yeah.
bits in between that allow you to process some of the journaling. you get like a deep relaxation meditation and stuff like that. How did you find those other bits and pieces? Because they're
So
only really
all
invitations, aren't they?
everything you do is bespoke to the person, because
Mhm.
I looked at the testimonials of people before and some of them were slightly different. So I had an idea of what to expect, but it really was tailored to me. And that's
Yeah,
what makes it the most appealing. So the meditation, I think we did cupping one day.
we
And
did. Yeah, we got kind of in because that was the issue, was kind of getting you
yeah,
into the body and moving through some physical stuff.
yes,
So cupping and Reiki was a really nice kind of
it
midpoint,
was.
really, wasn't
Yeah. And journaling, and which I'm really crap at, but I'm better at it now.
it?
But that was a really important step in the process. And I still do the meditations now. And I'm now working through the SSP. So,
Yeah. So suppose I should really ask you about this. So the safe and sound protocol is like this listening, kind of 5 hours connecting to your nervous system, really. And we did a session here together to begin with. How have you found that? Because obviously you're working with that remotely and just checking in with me now, because that's been quite an experience
it
with it as
has,
well.
well, to begin with, I didn't know how to feel because with people who have complex trauma, you're not really connected to your body and your mind are totally separate. So for me, I'm having to relearn how to look after
Yeah,
myself. And
yeah,
so when I first put the SSP, I was like, oh, this is nice. I was like smiling all the way through. Like, oh, enjoyable. Then a couple of days later, I started to feel, oh, I'm not sure my body
yeah,
is happy at the moment. And then what's been really good about doing it daily now, but only like short periods of time, it means that I'm really checking into how my
mm,
body is feeling. And then I can either find areas that I need to process or things that I need to do, like I need to do a yoga nidra, or I need to do something to make sure that I'm in balance.
yeah. So learning to listen to your
Yeah.
needs and like your body as well, which is, because obviously throughout this process you've reconnected to your
Yeah.
body, and there has been things that have come up throughout that kind of, that we need to check in with. But I suppose, how do you feel about that sense of checking in with yourself before? Because that was really like a disconnection, wasn't it?
Something that I've not really done very well at
Yeah.
all. I think it's really important, especially for your whole full mind and body, especially with
Mhm.
stress,
Yeah.
because the body, I'd read some books like The Body Keeps a Score and the Gave a Mate and things like that. And
Mhm.
it really is true that if you don't process the cortisol in your body, it's
Yeah.
all messy for you.
Yeah.
And that's how the SSP helps me, is to go on that journey of reconnection.
Yeah. And how is your stress now? Because obviously when you came, you're like, oh, I don't know how
I
this is
think I've
going.
managed things so much better.
Yeah,
I think I was,
absolutely.
I think I was good at disassociating, so I could manage lots of stressful situations, but I hadn't considered the toll that that takes on you. Because
Mm.
if you don't process those things, then
Yeah.
eventually you're just like in a heap. And I think that's when I came to see you. Help.
So there's been some really nice kind of subtle changes, as well as, bigger changes in life as well. And we're kind of looking to work together a little bit more to get into the body a little bit more too. Um, if I could ask you,
Yes.
what changes have been the most, fundamental for you, what would they be?
Oh, God, you're so good at asking questions. Um,
Yeah, so kind of, because
the fact
before it was,
that I'm so much more focused on making sure that I am meeting my needs in order, which makes me a better parent, a better partner, and all round even better human. And people said I was good, all right before,
you were good
but
anyway.
like
Yeah, you.
um, wasn't a complete disaster. But it just means that I'm really better at handling situations, and also I think that that focus on the self-care is key,
Mm,
and that was what was missing before in terms of how you go forward in terms of your healing, because it isn't just, you can't really just have a block of counseling and then just miraculously you're better. You need to have tools, and that's what you give. You give the tools as well, which is another reason why I wanted to come to you, because I love meditation and things like that. However, I needed things to be put into order for me so I can actually, with this routine that I follow. And if I have a wobble, I just go straight back to the beginning.
Yeah,
and that
totally.
means that I'm able to just move forward without like I suppose what's the
Yeah.
thinking, like a spiraling down.
Yeah, yeah, because you can spiral down back into it, but it's like finding that anchor to come
Yeah.
back to where you're like, oh, actually, I'm losing it again. And obviously, Christmas is classically that difficult point. And I know,
Yeah,
like we've
there's been a
spoken,
couple of triggers, but I've been really good at going, no, 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 right. So it's meditation tonight, early to bed. Be very proud of me.
lovely.
And then the following day it's then moving forward with
Yeah, that's
um,
lovely. That's
you
really
can't
good.
avoid triggers in your life because with PTSD
No,
and things that I
yeah,
have, they're going to happen, but it's how I approach them, which is now different through doing the 8-week program. Because I decided, right, I was oozing out all over the place and I was just going to go all in. And that was it.
yeah.
And if this didn't work, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's nice because, like you say, with counselling, it's kind of a one route
Yeah.
journey, and none of my healing has ever really been like just a one thing. It's always come from different places, and I think it's been nice to experience a lot of that, together with you. So, if you could give one word for how you felt at the beginning of the program, and a word for how you feel now, what would they be?
So I was oozing out all over the place.
How did that feel?
It sounds really awful, but I meant like the stress I was feeling and that
Mm,
was just affecting every part of my life. Whereas
mm,
now it's just like there's so much more space. And for me, I'm getting used to space and
yeah,
having that
and
time to
filling
breathe
it.
and filling
Yeah.
it with nice things.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Claire. I'm really, it's been such a lovely journey, and I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more of the SSP and some of the somatic work. So thank you so much for sparing some time over Christmas to talk to me.
Yeah, and just to say that that's my choice to do a bit of extra because I want to get even more connected to my body, but that's
Yeah.
because of my previous journey. But really, like having the whole program's just fit for that time. It's just that I'm
Yeah.
choosing to just
You're not the only one. So that's good. That's a good sign.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's really lovely to have seen the transformation, but to know that the journey never really ends, does it? It's kind
No.
of more of that rediscovery of who you really are under those layers of kind of like the chronic stress that we've experienced over a long period of time. We kind of lose that sense of who we are. And so it's nice to know. And for some, the 8 weeks is enough. For some, 4 is enough. But it's nice to know that to feel that someone's safe enough and willing enough to go that little bit extra to kind of make their life a little bit better, which is really
Yeah.
lovely.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't like, I wanted to say that because sometimes with other people, um, not that they're bad or anything, other people
Mm,
that provide different like services similar to your own, you can then feel pressure to just keep going, going, going. But
yeah.
that's the case in this situation. It's
Yeah.
good, it's positive to have the fact that your ethics that you bring to your business as well is good.
That's lovely, Claire. Thank you for saying that. And thank you again. Take care.